Aging just as critical for these drivers as it is for the pro stocks and the top fuel. If you can gain an advantage at the start, you can outrun a quicker opponent. Oh, and Oswald's in trouble, crosses over the center line. That will disqualify him and move Gary Dencham into the semifinals. But they've got some work. Look at the nose on the Oldsmobile. It is caved in. Maybe we'll see an instant replay. What happened? Oswald crossed the center line, hit a cone. That's one. There's two. Both of them in the same spot, hit by Gary Dencham. Now, they are just styrofoam, but at 200 miles an hour plus, they have gained a lot of weight. Here is Al Hoffman in his Western Auto Slick 50 Dodge Daytona. Down at the far end of the track, here's Steve.
It's nice to talk to you again. It's been a while.
Oh, I know it. I tell you, we weren't even going to come here because we lost our sponsor at the beginning of the year, but we looked so bad at Phoenix, we had to come here and redeem ourselves a little bit.
A little bit of glass damage down here, but not too bad.
We'll get it fixed, Steve.
The confidence of Gary Dencham as he heads to the semifinal round. An overflow crowd looking on as Tom Hoover and his Pioneer Art of Entertainment Dodge Daytona backs into position. Hoover qualified very well, number 5 at a 5:14 and beat Gordy Bonnet in the first round. Meantime, Al Hoffman, his opponent here in the second round, had qualified 4th at a 5:12 and beat Whit Bazemore with a lackluster 5:32 in the first round. I would guess if he hopes to be competitive, he's going to have to step on it just a little bit. Tommy Anderson, his crew chief, one of the most talented wrenches in the business, along with his wife Helen. Al Hoffman becoming a formidable force in funny car competition. You're on board. And Hoover is right alongside of him. About a half a car length is all that separated the two at the finish line. 5:20 at 263 miles an hour, the winning time for Hoffman. Hoover actually ran quicker. The advantage off the starting line, 0.06 of a second, went to Al Hoffman. If his car won't run the number, Al just rose to the occasion in this case and had a big advantage at the start. The elapsed time for Hoover of 5:19 at 283 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour faster than Hoffman, but Hoffman left first and got there first. Down at the far end, Steve.
Now, you don't need to thank Tom Anderson or any sponsors. They should all be thanking you. A whole shot won it.
Well, I'm trying to do my job out here. I don't know what to run, but I know it spun the tires hard again.
20 to a 19.
Yeah, if we can keep doing our job, Western Auto Slick 50 keeps coming back. I mean, I love Hoover, and he's a good competitor, but if I got to win, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Al Hoffman getting it all together here in the third race of this 1994 season. In the pit area of Scott Coletta, he is the man who's got a leg up on a national record. Dick LaHaye is hoping the tune-up will work. We'll know in just a bit at Houston.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Slick 50 Nationals here on ESPN. It was in 1965 that Don Prudhomme won his first ever NHRA Top Fuel title, driving for a young Hawaiian named Roland Leong. They split up at the end of that year, but both went on to have great careers in the sport. And how fitting it is on the Final Strike Tour, Roland Leong is in a snake suit. Got to have kind of mixed emotions about this, though, don't you?
Well, I feel we kind of started together, grew up in this sport, and I like to see him go with a big bang.
Well, you're making good progress today. What about the semifinal round?
Well, you know, with Wes Cerny working here and the guys that Prudhomme got, I'm just here helping him and wishing him good luck, and hope he goes out like a bang, like I said.
Can't get better help than this, folks. Roland Leong.
Well, Don Prudhomme's gain is certainly funny car's loss as the Hawaiian is parked at least for the moment. Here is Jim Epler and his Ruck Dr. Oldsmobile. His competition in round number 2 is John Ford. But it was in the first round, the story of Casey Spurlock. Winner at Pomona just a month earlier, and currently the leader in the Winston points chase. He was in the far lane and left way too soon. The red light glowing at the starting line, automatic disqualification. Epler used that break to advance here to round number 2 to race John Force, who had qualified number 3 at a 5:06 and beat Richard Hartman in the first round with a great 5:12. Epler's first round experience, not necessarily what he had hoped for. Mike Clover, his crew chief, of course, responsible for the first run ever over 300 miles an hour. That was back at Topeka last October. But Epler ran a 10-second time against Spurlock's red light, and he didn't shut it off. He shook the tires, smoked them a little bit, and was forced to lift. The Kestrel GTX Chevy Lumina of John Force trying to repeat once again as the Winston champion. Again, the red light for Epler's opponent. John Force left way too soon, and he wasted a great 5:23. Epler at 5:77 coasts across the finish line, the winner. Bob?
Mike, you've been around this for a while. When was the last time you saw John Force foul out?
I don't know if I ever remember seeing him do that before, but we're having real good luck against John. We're just thankful we get another shot at it. Thank you.
They're glad that if he fouled out, they did it against them.
And that red light moved Jim Epler into the semifinals. Here, let's look at it again. Watch Force in the far lane. See that bright red light? Everybody knows that he's been disqualified. Down at the far end of the racetrack, Steve is with John.
I do not remember the last time John Force red lighted. What happened? You didn't know?
You ain't seen the heart attack yet. I did?
You did, yeah.
I red lighted?
You did.
Wow. Well, what can I say? That's part of the ball game.
Well, if you didn't see it, it must have been very close.
I didn't see it.
Sorry to
I'm
see you
amazed.
out.
I thought it was just looking toward the next round. Well, that shows you Spurlock ain't the only one. It's part of the game, but what can I say to Castle and the boys at Jolly Rancher? I'm sorry, gang. Didn't know what happened.
Man is human.
And Steve, when you bear information like that, you almost take all the words away from John Force. Back at the starting line, this is the Kendall Dodge. Chuck Etchels is at the wheel. His competition, the number 16 qualifier, Gary Bolger. That's right, in round number 2, we're talking about the number 16 qualifier still in competition. And the way the cars pair up in round number 1, that means Gary Bolger pulled off the upset of the meet. The Genoa, Illinois driver was running against Cruz Pedregon, who had established low a lap time with the McDonald's Oldsmobile at a 5.02 seconds in qualifying. And watch this. Tire smoke, handling problems, everything went wrong for Cruz.
Cruiser first rounds are just brutal.
Yeah, they are, Steve. You know, it's very disappointing to lose here at Houston. You know, we're going up there trying to run our normal deal. We weren't trying to step on it, but, you know, those things happen. These things are so temperamental, but we'll be back in Gainesville for sure.
See you there.
Cruz runner-up 2 weeks ago and hoped to get the momentum rolling here at Houston. Chuck Etchels hoped for some momentum. He had qualified with a 5:24. That put him in the number 9 spot. And in his first round race, improved to a 5:21 when he beat up on Kenji Okazaki. Now it is Gary Bolger, the upset-minded guy from Genoa, Illinois, trying to take the measure of Etchels. Not to be, as Chuck Etchels on a pretty run ran a 5:18 at 287 miles an hour. His new crew chief this year is John Medlin. Bob Fry is with him at the starting line.
5:18, I'd be happy with that. Are you?
Yeah, we're very happy right now. That's a little better. We've been whittling away at it all weekend and looked at some problem areas and haven't been able to find them until first round and this round. So we'll just keep whittling at them, hope we do the best.
Nice program now that Force is out of here.
We love it right now.
So do the rest of the Funny Car drivers and teams.
And Bob, the fans are going to love this semifinal round matchup. Al Hoffman against Chuck Etchels. Etchels holds the lane choice by a mere 17 thousandths of a second. Can Jim Epler continue his winning ways? Gary Dencham hopes to stop him. Steve?
With Cruz out, with Force out, Chucky E., you're in a position to take control of this race.
You forgot Hoffman, and he's still in, and that's who we got. But
your 18 is going to give you lane choice over him now.
Well, can't be happier. John Medlin and the crew are doing a great job, and we're just going to try and keep on moving.
This is one magnificent racetrack, Houston Raceway Park. We'll pick up on the Pro Stock Wars when we come back.